The vast majority of the fans in the Palacio are Argentines, and I'm actually wondering if in a generation they'll even know the lyrics of their national anthem, as they only seem to hum it.
They hum it, they stamp, they jump. It's an amazing atmosphere with these fans. They were great yesterday because they enjoyed themselves and the team enjoyed themselves. Fans being reflected by the team's passion. Walter Herman, there's the three officials.
Oh, Juan Carlos Gonzalez, who officiated last night, Jose Reyes from Mexico on the right, and on the left, Fernando Rocha of Portugal. So a late night, early morning for Mr. Gonzalez as well.
He's Spanish. He's used to that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, this is one of the greatest games on paper. We'll yet to find out if it turns out to be this way. And of course, you're always curious about lineups and what they're going to do. But this is Jasmine Repesha's lineup. It has a lot of talent, but it has also a lot of youth.
Well, I think he has a great balance because he has a lot of guys around that mid-20s, late 20s. They're experienced. And he's got Dario Saric, he's got Hezonja, who's the future of Croatian basketball. Same starting lineup as yesterday. Krunoslav Simon and Oliver Lafayette in the backcourt. They're going to have their hands full, but Simon came up big at the end of the game. Even though from the perimeter yesterday, with the exception of Bogdanovic, they were poor, they really have to do a job. But that inside combo with Saric and Tomic, I think the game's won and lost around the glass. I think the guards will be a real tough matchup, but can Tomic be productive on the inside against this Argentinian lineup that is still the golden generation?
5 of them from the golden generation, 7 youngsters. Some of the youngsters showed up yesterday. Salem Safar off the bench, number 15. Of course, Campazzo clearly has now proven that he belongs in this group and at that level with the starters. And Marcos Delia had a brief spurt of great effectiveness against Puerto Rico.
Well, this starting lineup will be interesting because the backcourt was so efficient yesterday. Lemus makes the change with Pigioni and Mata in those roles. That may be the size. It may be that he wants a little bit more balance coming off the bench with Campazzo. He wants to share the point guard role more than he did yesterday because he went with the pair of Prigioni and Campazzo a lot yesterday. But the perimeter game from Croatia, for me, intrigues me. Bojan Bogdanovic yesterday, tremendous performance. He shot 50% from the field overall, 50% from the three-point line. He had the 6 turnovers. Croatia a little bit turnover prone.
Well, he was the focus of everybody's defense.
Absolutely. And Andres Naccioni, though, double-double. We said in commentary he looks in the best shape of his life, and he came out of intent. He shot the ball from the perimeter well, and he's just a physical presence and an emotional leader alongside Luis Scola with his team.
And at least a third of the Puerto Rican lineup ended up in the trainer's room.
Wow.
After having a bit of contact with Mr. Nocioni, who's absolutely a bruiser. Don't be mistaken, a player that Jasmine Repesha wouldn't mind having on his side.
Well, I don't think there's a coach in world basketball that wouldn't want to put Nocioni in their lineup. That's why he's bound for Real Madrid, and hopefully they think he'll bring a EuroLeague title to Madrid.
The conversation in Croatia, as we look at the professor Julio Lamas address his troops, conversation is what happened to the interior game. Of course, Philippines presents a specific challenge to them because they kind of play upside down and inside out. But I guess against Julio Lamas and his relatively undersized team, you would think Croatia could exploit that.
Well, I think they could, or definitely should get more than they got yesterday in that area of the floor. But Ante Tomic, they're going to play him one-on-one. I don't think they're going to need to help, because the good thing about Ante Tomic, he's a great passer. 4 assists yesterday, did a really nice job contributing the ball, but he's going to have to go one-on-one with Scola. Scola's going to play a lot of minutes. Whoever they rotate in, he's going to have to go one-on-one and be productive, because if he's not, they're just going to match up on that perimeter game, and I think the Argentinians do a marvelous job at containing teams. Their defense is so well structured. They don't ever come up with a lot of steals, but they make you shoot bad percentages.
It will be interesting, it will be fascinating, and it will be just the start of day 2 after watching the first overtime game off the bat here in Sevilla. Now affectionately known around here as the Thrilla in Sevilla. We're now set for Argentina against Croatia. And one little note, just in day 1, it may just be a coincidence. There were 12 games yesterday. There was one tie at halftime. Otherwise, the team that won the first half was 10-1 in games yesterday. As we look at Chapo Nocioni, who's now making the move from Vitoria Baskonia in the Basque Country to Real Madrid in the middle of the country. Luis Scola will be back with the Indiana Pacers. Played all 20 minutes in the first half was the workhorse for this team and really set the tone as well.
Well, he does, and he just plays. He was so smart yesterday in the way that he offered whoever he was guarding the perimeter game and said, well, go and make a shot. As soon as it was inside, he just owned the paint yesterday. And I think that the key for me is the veteran. If they go with the matchup with whoever Walter Herman guards will tell you where the Argentinian thinking is. If Mata guards Bogdanovic, which I doubt, it just tells you where they think the threat's coming from. I think Herman will guard him.
Argentina wins the tip in their blue and white stripes. Oliver Lafayette in red, a little dinged up, had a little back ailment at the end of the game, but he looks to be fine. The medical doctor of the Croatian team told us he'll be fine. Prigioni with a three, open three, but it's no good. And on the rebound, the ball belongs again to Argentina. Marcos Mata fighting for that rebound, but Lafayette the last one to touch it.
Well, there's a lot of shaking heads going on with the Croatian defense. Someone switched, someone didn't, but at the end of the day, they gave Pablo Prigioni a wide open look. Then they didn't box out. Another wide open look.
And again, a miss. And the ball finally is in the hands of Bogdanovic. Now let's see. Herman takes Simon, and Mata takes Bogdanovic.
That's an interesting thing. I think Simon's got to step up and score here. Does it straight away. It's a tough matchup for Walter Herman. I think he can deal with it. But for the first time probably in the whole tournament, they gave up the middle and Simon took it and took it well.
Now let's see how this offense goes with really only one ball handler, one playmaker. Here comes Nocioni. He falls down to the ground. And there's a foul on Dario Saric, who was actually fouled out yesterday against the Philippines, his first.
I'll say this now. I don't think Dario Saric can guard him that closely on the perimeter. He's going to have to pick his poison and say, well, make it, have a hand up, yes, but Nocioni will just be too good going at him and we'll end up with situations like that where he fouls.
A youngster drafted by Orlando will be heading to Philadelphia whenever his buyout clause and the Philadelphia 76ers want him back. Philadelphia will get Nerlens Noel this year, Joel Embiid next year, hopefully. And then the idea would be that Saric would join Embiid or come in the next year. Oh, what a play.
Tomic saved him.
Tomic saving a bucket. And now a foul. And it will be number 2. A complication for Repesha.
You've got to love Andreas Nocioni's heads-up smartness. He initiates the contact, he bounces off Saric, and he draws the foul. And that's like Nocioni falling down is the referee saying, yeah, okay, must have been a foul the other way.
Prigioni swamped on the pick and roll. Nocioni off-balance shot. And Scola tips it. Bogdanovic comes up with it. Now it's Herman guarding Saric for the moment. I mean, yes, and Simon is easy and open, and he makes the three. They lost him.
Well, I tell you this.
I think Mata thought he had to guard Bogdanovic.
I think it just broken play. They just got lost. But at the moment, first round to Croatia on the matchup and on the defensive end.
Lafayette. Oh, he took it against Scola. He had Bogdanovic on the wing. He went right at him, and Croatia opened up with a 7-0 lead. Prigioni all the way to the hoop.
Great decision. Everyone's waiting for the half-court set. He just goes, lays it up. And Lafayette got a little carried away with it then. You've just got to play it for 40 minutes. Keep your man in front of you.
Oh my, this is on Nocioni, who was very careful to stay behind Saric and come in at the last minute.
Then he walked through him though right at the last minute.
This is what both coaches call dominating the spaces. Being there, not being there, being located in a place. See the distance, and then at the end he comes in and he says, hey, it was all ball.
Right, he's given shots, which is a little surprising given the fact that Saric was trying to feed it down low. I like the move by Coach Repesha now to leave young Saric in there. I think he didn't need to panic. He's just got to trust him. He doesn't like to get taken out of what he wants to do, Repesha, this early in the game.
Or in general.
Well, in general.
Saric ended up playing 29 minutes. Missed all three-pointers, made both free throws. And here he gives his team a 7-point lead early in this game.
And they've been a very good 7 points. Where they've got them from, the way they've got them, the type of shots they've got.
To the corner, Mata all alone. Misses again. Rebounded by Bogdanovic. Lafayette is so active, so energetic today compared to yesterday.
Well, he gives, well, the early fouls hurt Croatia yesterday, just in terms of the tone of the game. And that's just Lafayette was sitting there. Now, if Tomic stands there, Scholar will stand right off him.
Unbelievable. Simon. It's good. Kronos is just raining points on Argentina. It's a 3. It's a 10-point lead. Simon right now is perfect from the field. There's a timeout. 12-2, Croatia leading Argentina. Julio Lamas is 50 years old. For the past couple of seasons, he has not been coaching any team in the league, but he will be back with Obras Sanitarias, and he's bringing a couple of players from this team to join him as players. And Repeša did the same thing. He went back to Croatia to coach in the Croatian league.
Well, I think, and at the moment, Repeša's won the first round of this game as a coaching battle. Croatia have done what you'd expect them to do. They see a matchup, there's an adjustment from the other team. So they've gone right to that matchup. And Simon has got very confident and very positive every time down the floor. Herman can't guard him in that situation. They didn't help. And it's like Argentina have made an adjustment, but Croatia have countered that. And at the moment, that adjustment and that decision is working for Croatia. And I'm not sure how long Argentina will stay with this structure of a lineup if Simon keeps pouring in points like that.
Or assignments between Herman and Mata.
Either way, I think it's a tough matchup for either player.
Look where Tomic is now guarding Skola. Very different attitude. Here comes Pigioni. Bounce pass. Herman makes it finally. I guess he's 35 for a reason. He didn't have the hops he had a few years ago.
A few years ago, that would have been a highlight. That would have been a replay of that one all over the place. But the important thing is that Prigioni broke it down and made the assist.
Coming off the timeout, that's what a coach loves. Nice pass by Saric. Lafayette misses. Skola rebounds.
Argentina won't panic here because they've got talent aplenty, but...
Slap rebound by Herman. Here comes Nocioni again, and he makes a 3.
I think the battle around that 3 spot will favor Argentina. At the moment, the guard spot favors, so they go to the zone. You know, it's a reasonable adjustment. Let's see how it works, because Bogdanovic is the only guy that really need to know where he is.
Oh, what a shot by Simon. And Mata is getting to know Ante Tomic's chest very well.
Absolutely.
He's been running into those picks every single time.
Well, Kunoslav Sliman is in the flow of this at the moment. Argentina, the zone, didn't take him out of the flow at all.
Mata, contact, no call. Nice call, nice no call by the refs, and a nice shot by Mata. Excellent decision by the referees. Saric. Tomic, again looking to pass. Tough pass inside, and a beautiful hook shot by Dario Saric. 20 years old, can you believe that?
Well, I think the thing about that is he's going against the best guy in that slot. You know, he did a great job getting position.
Nocioni again off the pick. And Tomic takes a rebound and gets back up again. As Saric fakes the pass, finally finds Bogdanovic.
He ran straight through Nocioni after he let go of the ball. I think the referees followed the ball.
Simon misses, Mata takes the rebound.
Simon's first miss, but it's still a good option. Wide open in transition. I like the tempo of Croatia here. They're trying to play their game, and at the moment they have good rhythm and execution in transition.
And Lafayette is guarding Prigioni end to end of the court. Skola with a rare long shot, and he misses badly. And a foul on Prigioni as Simon threatened to go all the way. Paolo Prigioni with a few old shoulder ailments. Nice angle pass.
Yeah. And the poor thing for me about the Argentinian defense there is that Skola's offering the pass, but he only has to worry about playing the pass. He didn't play the pass. He should have just fronted that. There's no way they're going to lob him. It's too deep.
And I don't think Tomic is going to drive the ball in.
Never.
So
well, he should as well, though.
He
there
should.
Again, he should at least
But if
look.
I'm Skoll, I say, well, I don't think he drives. I'm going to take a chance.
Absolutely, and they've decided, offer Ante Tomic. He can shoot the mid-range jump shot as well. He has those skills. But then again, it's early in the set. He's looking for a higher percentage shot. Made a great decision with a pass.
By the way, great low post move by Saric. Here comes Lafayette into Tomic. And he misses.
Bailed out. Bailed out of what he had. He had the opportunity to really go strong now.
Bogdanovic makes the shot 50% from the field yesterday. A sweet shooter. Has an array of moves. And you said to me that perhaps he should try driving a little bit more because he certainly can do that. Nocioni. Looking for backdoors.
Great decision by him that time. Wide open. Tough shot by Nocioni.
But he makes it. Good defense, better shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a 9-point game. Croatia with the ball and lead. 3:40 to go in the first quarter.
Well, Argentina are going to stay with this little zone.
Prigioni with a steal. And a foul by Simon right on the shoulder. Argentina wants. There's a little consultation. It is.
It had to be. Had to be.
A clear path to the basket, as they say in the States. Croatia will say that there was a player ahead of, but no, Lafayette didn't get there.
No one behind him. No real genuine attempt to sort of steal it. Came from behind. That's an unsportsmanlike foul. Referee quite rightly warns the Croatian bench.
Zantabak thumbs up to referee Gonzalez. Tabak will be an assistant coach with Real Madrid as Paolo Prigioni takes the line. He has said that this will be his last major tournament. You can always change your mind, but for him to come back to Spain, where he lived most of his glory years, he has a house, I believe, in Malaga, in the south of Spain in Andalusia. 2 foul shots and possession, given the type of offense. Gonzalo Garcia with the beard, the young-looking Nicolás Casalanguida, Julio Lamas' brain trust in Argentina. Really good fellas, and they work very, very hard. Argentina flies and works lean. There's no 5-member, 6-member staff here. Mata penetrating with the dribble. Here comes Skoll.
Oh, nice job.
All the way in.
Super movement away from the basketball. Great read by Skoll. Mata was always under control. That's a 4-point turnaround there with the unsportsmanlike in the 2.
So they're down by 5 now. Inside pass to Saric. Beautiful play. Both the recognition and then Tomic after the play yells at Simon.
He's trying to make sure the space. Simon encroached a little bit on the spacing.
Mata misses again in close quarters. Argentina right now is shooting 40%. Croatia is shooting 73% from the field. We try to establish Tomic. And here's a foul by Skoll.
Well, the 2 things about that, Skoll bumped him hard, got him away from the basket. Didn't really have to foul him, but Tomic accepts it. He just moves off the block. He doesn't try and get to the front of the ring enough for someone of his talent. If he could just get around the ring.
He had 4 assists yesterday, 3 in the first half. He was very passive, or maybe that's my interpretation. I know he can do these things, and it's great and helps the team, but sometimes he had shots to take. He passed them up. Simon again against the backboard. And the ball belongs to Croatia. 2:20 to go.
Yeah, that's a better job by Tomic being active on the glass. He is long, he's got enough of a body to hold his space. Did a good job keeping it alive. Those things never get shown on the stat sheet. He does that very well. I think he's got the ability to be a little bit more assertive around the ring.
Bogdanovic will be playing for the Brooklyn Nets next year. Simon will be with Lokomotiv Kuban. Beautiful rotation. And Saric can't make them pay from long distance.
Well, Argentina will take a Saric 3.
Skoll, baseline jumper. It's good.
Well, we watched them practice 2 days ago. That transition play where Skoll comes through and then just pops that little 14-foot slot. It's just
He just looked to see if Saric came up. He did. Is anybody cutting? No. I'm taking the shot.
Still,
Bogdanovic makes the basket.
They're still struggling when they go man-to-man in that matchup with at the 3 spot. The 2 and the 3 are killing him at the moment.
Herman with the 3. It's good. Lafayette showed up a little late after Bogdanovic slipped. Now, remember those first half shots that Croatia had yesterday against Philippines? Open, that they missed? They're not missing them today.
No, they're not missing them today. But again, I think with the way that the Philippines made them rush, they chased them around.
Saric with the 3. Herman didn't make the appointment on time. Now Campazzo again together with Prigioni. Exactly what you expected to be the starting lineup to be.
I like it. Argentina are better, therefore let's have a look, see if they can cope down the defensive. They can't be any worse defensively in terms of the way that Croatia, again, wide open look. They're giving up to Croatia wide open looks. And this coaching staff for Argentina are too experienced to look at yesterday's game and say these guys can't shoot the ball. They just had a cold day.
Luka Zoric is in at center. Plays for Fenerbahce. And Ante Tomic will take a seat. Lafayette is hounding Prigioni, but taking the ball away from his hands. Campazzo. Nelsoni lines up a 3, he's short. Last second shot, Lafayette. Cross court to Bogdanovic, he's dangerous from that spot, but he misses. Scola with another rebound. That is number 2. Campazzo inside, Scola. And a travel.
Oh, they call the travel? Good call. But Campazzo's decision, you gotta love it. He had everybody in the air on that, everyone looking at him, and they just mistimed it a little.
Speed makes a team like Croatia uncomfortable.
The great thing about them when we get a chance to look at them again defensive, they've decided how they're going to play the pick and roll. Their rotations away from the ball are very good. They're protecting the middle, and they've picked their poise. If someone makes a 3, fine, but they're going to make them make 2 passes to get that.
Simon. Zoric hesitates. Oh, badly missed. Rebounded by Nocioni. El Chapu as Facu Campazzo takes a shot. Left-handed shot. Oh, he almost made it.
Almost made it.
He could only get that shot off with his left hand. He's a right-handed shooter. He's so competitive. So competitive is he that he almost made it. Scola goes to the bench to rest for having played the entire first quarter with 4 points. 4 points for Prigioni. 11 points for Bruno Simon. 9 points for Dario Saric.
Well, those statistics with Croatia came out on fire, 60% from the 3-point line against the 25%. That's the margin of the game. Both teams have had open looks. We're going to get a look at the highlights that first quarter. That, to me, set the tone. Simon's confidence to take responsibility against the matchup he had set the tone for Croatia. This was a great finish by Lafayette over Luis Scola. Prigioni answered with that layup, but the thing about it is that at the moment they're both getting open looks. Croatia are making them, Argentina are missing them, and that's pretty much what the game comes down to. And as badly as Croatia shot the ball yesterday, I can't believe they're going to go out and shoot 60% from the 3-point line for the game, so Argentina are going to believe that. What Argentina have to recognize down the other end is the way that Argentina are playing, the Croatia defend the pick and roll is not giving them their primary option. So they're going to have to look at another way of feeding it, and I think the 2-guard set is the best way to deal with that, because when they kick it, the guard's going to be able to create against the long closeout. It'll be interesting to see if they stay with this 2-guard set, because Prigioni has played a lot of minutes in that first quarter.
So that second guard, point guard, will either shoot or drive and create.
Yeah, he'll make, because when they did a couple with Matter in the game, he did make a nice move where Scola got the pass from him, but it's a different prospect closing out Prigioni or Campazzo than it is closing out Matter. So it'll be interesting to see if Argentina stay with the 2 guards. They are staying with the 2 guards coming out of the quarter break. So if they can exploit that, it'll cause Repesa to think about a change. No rotation at all, apart, Ukic is in now. Simon's going to go a lot of minutes in this game. Repesa's identified that as a real area where he can exploit. He's going to milk that for as long as he can.
He was one of the most consistent and best players yesterday against the Philippines. He really fought hard throughout the entire game. There was no lull in his game as Brigioni tries to have Simon not even touch the ball. He denies him the ball. Here comes Saric with a long three. That's short. Argentina down by 8 at the start of the second quarter. Mark Clark, Alvaro Martin joining you. Day 2 of Group B action in Sevilla, Spain.
Wow, they're going to recognize the mismatch there if they see that the Saric out with Prigioni. He wants it back. It's going to be a...
Here comes Scola.
Well, they had to recognize the inside because Saric was guarding the perimeter because in transition he picked up the guard. And Prigioni was screaming for the basketball. He just made a great decision.
Ukic, the captain, coming off the bench, a veteran in his team. Only one player over the age of 30. Inside, back in the hands of Simon. Over again to Saric, same spots, same result. Herman with the rebound.
Herman worked so hard. He thought they'd stole. He had to get back hard, and he really did.
Inside, all the way. Facundo Campazzo and Jasmine Repesha immediately almost ran as fast as Campazzo to the scorer's table to ask for a timeout. The Argentines are getting closer. It's a 6-point lead, 4-point lead, 28-24. Croatia calls timeout.
I love the way that Repesha not liked what he had in the first quarter. It's a great move to take the timeout early. He didn't want to get that momentum built, but having the two guards on the floor just gives them that little bit of extra momentum and quickness down the floor. He's got to counter it, but he doesn't have to panic now. He had a way of getting shots. Those shots will still be there for him. While Amas is talking, Walter Herman's effort at the beginning of this second quarter, when they had the Saric miss, he thought they were off and running. He'd already got to the three-point line going the other way, and then he gets back to get the rebound, and he's running the floor again. 35 years old, he's 35 years young.
That's a low post move by Campazzo.
Oh, Campazzo's move there was like, tells you everything about him. He's deep, he's in the land of the giants underneath the hoop, created an angle, used his footwork. He's growing even more than you've seen him in the South American League, in the Argentinian League. He's growing as this tournament develops. He's a star now, he's a star of the future.
He's been watching some Tony Parker moves also.
Absolutely.
Down low.
Absolutely.
You know, it's funny. Perhaps nothing intimidates more inside low post, a big, than a small with moves. Because they just don't want to look silly. Guess who's back in the game? Lafayette. Damian Rudes is in as well, so now we have a two-guard lineup for Croatia.
And he's made a big change. With Rudes didn't have his best night at the office at all. Over from the three-point line yesterday. He gives them that mobility at the 4, so they've almost now matched up Argentina.
A rarity.
Well,
they tend to dictate.
Well, they like to. Oh, it's great
Herman
defense again.
On Bogdanovic, inside, outside. And they ran out of time. Zores was unaware of the clock.
And you can see those Argentinian players, they know what that possession meant coming out of the timeout.
They ruined Repesha's instructions. Nothing a coach hates more.
And Croatia now have to just believe in themselves. They've got a game here that can really trouble Argentina. They can't panic.
Inside to Scola. And it's in.
That's the first time in the whole game their defense is broken down against the pick. No one got underneath that pick to bump Scola. That's far too easy.
Lafayette drives all the way, outside of Rudes, and he misses. Scola with the rebound. Rudes will be with the Indiana Pacers next year on a 2-year deal. Brigioni, inside out. Now this is what Argentina has done so well now. Brigioni and Campazzo, as there's a foul on Lafayette, become point guard, shooting guard. Immediately they adopt the role. It's amazing.
This combination now, this is key moments for him now. Safar coming in, has to come in with the same confidence he came in with yesterday because he handled it well, made good decisions as well as scoring.
That was an amazing pass by Brigioni. Selem Safar on the court for Argentina. Nocioni drives all the way in against Rudes, and an easy basket.
It's too easy, and he was fouled. Well, Rudes is not looking like Saric.
Nocioni with 7 points.
Really struggling with their rotation now, Croatia.
Rudish with an open three, again offline.
Offline, out of rhythm.
Up front, Scola running the court. And a foul on Zoric.
Now you get all sorts of things with Luis Scola for years and years and years. If you're Lucas Zoric, you don't get outworked. He just got outworked in this play. Scola just took off. He's late. It can't happen. It's tough enough guarding Luis Scola without giving him the open floor.
During that timeout, I caught a little Spanish from Julio Lamas. He was saying, open the court. In other words, run into the open court. They're doing a little bit of that now, as Scola misses the first free throw.
While Luis Scola's on the free throw line, he, Walter Herman, and Andres Nocioni haven't sat down yet. 13 minutes of play. Their average age is way up there. But they're playing national team basketball at the World Cup. That's what it's about. That's why they're here.
I believe it's about 33 plus, almost 34 years in average. Ukic, a veteran, can't make the shot, but there's a foul.
You like the play though. Simon has shown the Croatian team that is open, that option is there. Argentina still haven't found a way to deal with that. And Ukic took it. He's got to make the shot, yeah, but he took it. It's a great decision.
The foul is on Salem Safar. That's his first. He's defensively challenged. Here's an open shot by Ukic, and he's making the shot. Croatia understands that about Argentina. Argentina had an up and down, and if you gauge quality, maybe a mostly down warm-up schedule before this tournament, losing games that they feel they should have won or at least been more competitive. Wrapped up with a 33-point thumping from Spain. And then, of course, they beat Puerto Rico resoundingly yesterday. Lafayette. Zoric just can't find the handle. They forgot about Lafayette, and he blocked by Campasso. Beautiful pass. The foul is by Zoric.
Zoric got outworked again because Scola ran the floor, got to the front of the ring, and got position. That's probably the play of the game. That block. How big is Campasso?
Well, remember in the Olympics, he had the temerity of blocking Kobe Bryant.
Probably has that picture somewhere.
Oh, I would say that. And Kobe's a little bit taller than Lafayette.
Yeah, a little bit.
But Scola misses another free throw. He's 1 for 3 right now. They're about even in the rebounding category. He misses both. Is he tired?
Well, he never looks tired, but he's got to start feeling these minutes at some stage.
31 yesterday, including 20 straight in the first half. Bogdanovic in the crease. And a beautiful putback by Zoric.
He's got to do that. Lucas Zoric can do that. That's how he earns his living. Being that player that works around the ring. Got to bring that.
They switch now. Rudish on Nocioni. Lafayette trying to keep up with Campasso. Safar inside the score. He got hammered, and it's a basket.
Lucas Zoric looks at the bench, mouth wide open. He's being worked over by Luis Scola at the moment.
Yeah, Zoric is very uncomfortable. And a foul by Nocioni. I'm sorry, by Herman, tripping Bogdanovic.
And apart from the last play that Bogdanovic had to try and make the runner off the dribble, it's been anonymous in this second quarter. Argentina and Walter Herman in particular have just stopped Bogdanovic getting touches of the basketball. He's having to work so hard to get free. Great adjustment by Lamas, but he's got to have the personnel to do it. Walter Herman's just laying it out there. He's in the lane all game.
Herman with 5 points, but he himself is shutting down his offense a bit as he focuses on defense.
Yep.
That's going to be his role, perhaps. Ukic step back three, short. Another rebound and another beautiful box out. And a double dribble, a carry by Facundo Campasso.
Now my only issue with the carry now is call it on everybody for the rest of the game. Because if you don't make it now. Because I think he possibly did. But if you're going to call it once, call it all the time.
Lafayette, back to Zoric. He makes the shot.
And as you were saying earlier on, why isn't Ante Tomic doing that? Because Scholar is offering him that shot, and Tomic can make that better than Zoric, percentage-wise. Inside
to Scola as they doubled Herman, and this is what happens. You cannot leave them. I mean, the pick and pop between two bigs.
The pick and pop between two bigs. Luis Scola's made a living out of that pick and pop play. Beautiful execution. What a nice game this now, both teams.
Yep, it is now a 2-point game. Halfway through the second, foul.
Oh.
Cheap foul by Scola. A little greedy here. That's his second foul. And he and Zoric are having a conversation. Amongst friends, I'm sure.
I'm sure they're probably arranging for a beer later on.
Deciding who's going to pay, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Argentine doctor told us before the game that they had to switch even their nutrition between last night and today to get ready for this game, and they actually have some nutrition in the locker room if needed at halftime.
It's watch the level you have to get to. As Rudez Maxi makes one, you can see what it meant to him. He knows he's struggling. You know what? Once he makes one, he makes a bunch. So, and Argentina will know that.
Double team as Leo Gutierrez comes into the game. Mata back in the game as well. Scola drives, shoots, and misses. Zoric with the rebound.
Good defensive series. They know Gutierrez is a shooter, so they chased him off the line. He's not as good on the dribble.
Hesitation by Ukic. Zoric couldn't get there because Salem Safar was in the way.
That's great rotation by Safar.
And a foul by Lafayette. Again, Campasso plays like an absolute veteran. It's the second foul on Lafayette.
Well, Ukic is going to sit, and Tomic is in for Zoric. Doris is sucking out coming out of the game. And you know, Rudez was looking for someone to congratulate him on that three. It's almost like I've made one. Tell me I've made one. Tomic back. These last 4 minutes, this quarter might set the tone for Tomic's game.
Remember what I said about yesterday, too, the first half in these tournaments, to see if the pattern continues. Inside Scola. What a difficult pass that was. Scola with
beautiful.
With all sorts of moves, and they finally foul him because they lost him.
And Rudez was the foul. You got to, he didn't need to get involved. It's not he's stepping off a wide open shooter too. He shouldn't get involved.
Drop step.
Rudez shouldn't get involved in that. At the end of the day, Tomic made him make a second move. He made him go to a third move even. Rudez doesn't need to get involved one pass away from the basketball.
Scola, after 2 misses, makes the first free throw by putting a little bit more air in that shot, aiming for the back of the rim. He is now a reserve for Indiana. He really didn't get a lot of play during the NBA playoffs. I guess now with Paul George gone, Rudez will be his teammate. I wonder what his role will be in that team.
Well, he has some life left in him, doesn't it? Let's be fair. He's
Tomic gave up. He just gave up. Rudez fouled by Gutierrez before the shot.
I can guarantee you, I can absolutely 100% guarantee you, in his locker, Ante Tomic has moves in that situation. He has the same footwork ability as Tomic does, as Scola does. Maybe not the same level, maybe not the same sort of speed, but he has the footwork ability. Luis Scola just played his free foot, just took it away, and he gave up on it.
Just a different level of aggression or confidence, I'm not sure.
It's a little mentality thing for me.
Blocked. Bogdanovic again. Against Mata and Scola.
Put Bogdanovic's mentality in Tomic, and you have a hell of an option.
Bogdanovic can not only score now from the perimeter, he's got 6. He's usually the top shooter and scorer for Croatia. 8 seconds to go. Leo Gutierrez, normally a three-point shooter, turnaround shoot. Misses. Tomic with the rebound.
Poor by Argentina. The Otan Lemus is going to take the timeout, and he needs to because they've lost their way a little bit.
Simon, he opened the game with a shot like that. He is now hitting another one with 2:40 to go. Timeout Argentina. Croatia leads the Argentines by 7, 42-35.
Well, if that weakness perhaps of age and ability to play a lot of minutes is a factor. You might be seeing it now with 2:40 to go in the half. Skola's got the whole half. They've got to bring some people back if they need to, but it's about the whole game now. For Croatia, if you're Rapesi, you're happy in this timeout. You've weathered a great Argentinian run. They've lost their way a little bit, Argentina, because you've done a better job defensively, and you're back on track offensively. Simon down the middle. Argentina still have that little weakness that they're giving Croatia that option. So Croatia now, if they can continue for the 2:40 going into the half, he should be very satisfied with the way they've weathered a very good run by Argentina to re-establish the lead.
Nice pick by Tomic on Safar, and that opened it up for Simon.
See, the thing about what we're both saying about Ante Tomic is not that he's not a great basketball player. He is. It's not that he doesn't do great things for this team in terms of his team play, his work off the ball, the way he screens. But when he has situations where he has it deep, he's got a game. He could use that so much more. And at the moment, if you're Luis Scola, you think, I have him in my pocket offensively. He doesn't want to shoot it at me. He doesn't want to make moves past me. And Scola will milk that for the game.
Scola back on the court.
I don't think he's going to sit again for the half. Very different lineup on the floor for Argentina.
He's one of 5 players, including Gutierrez, on the court, as well as Prigioni, over the age of 34.
They do have the backcourt back together, though, Prigioni and Campazzo. And Simon guards Prigioni very hard away from the ball.
Lafayette's doing what he can with 2 fouls against Campazzo. 1 to shoot. He barely got it off in time.
Well, and you can put a lot of the credit down to Kuznetsov Simon. Apart from the offensive effort he's putting in and carrying and really being very productive, his defense away from the ball. They didn't get into that guard interchange there because Simon played hard.
Rudes to the wing. Tomic down a down pick. And a foul by Tomic. A little bit too rough on Mata.
Rice foul by Bogdanovic. Wouldn't mind seeing this again. I'm sure we're going to get a chance to.
Ante Tomic with his first foul. Look at that down pick. Ooh.
Well, both officials were going to call it, so obviously the right call. Great pass.
Flashing pass to Scola. Excellent play, but the ball had hit the backboard.
And then the Croatian, again, broke down with no one stopping Scola rolling to the basket. No weak side rotation. Great pass by Campazzo.
I was going to say, the window was very tight.
Yeah,
I think Croatia thought they had done sort of their job, as a push by Mata is called by a foul by the referees correctly on Bogdanovic.
Well, Bogdanovic doing a great job here because they're really chasing him off the line. They're chasing him off the three-point line, so he's going to different options. He penetrated the possession before, now he tries to post.
He's posting up much more than he did yesterday.
Yeah, because they are really, and at the end of the day, that's what Argentina decide. We're going to chase him off the three-point line and take our chances with him elsewhere. At the moment, Bogdanovic is finding answers. And he's a great free throw shooter. You know, there have been seasons he's gone 90% for the season. Over the whole career, it's over 80%.
Last year, during the EuroLeague, it was 82%. And in the Turkish League, it was 80%. Misses a second, though. Again, we tend to spook them.
Yeah, commentate. They must be listening.
No, they're not. Campazzo. Nice pick by Gutierrez inside to Scola. Again, a flash, and he's short. Again, you wonder about minutes for Scola. He was very short in that shot.
Very, very short. Great pass again, though, by Campazzo.
A little shake and bake by Lafayette. Inside to Tomic. Oh! Oh! No basket, said Gonzalez, though. Sure looked like continuation.
Wouldn't mind seeing when he got hit.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to see that.
Here we go. He's already called the foul. He was fouled before he caught the ball. So.
Excellent call by Gonzalez of Spain.
Yeah, there was no one near him when he threw it up. It's already gone.
Nice heady effort, though, by Tomic.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you like to see, when you're struggling a little bit offensively and you want to get yourself going, get into the line can help, although he misses the first. But
67% free throw shooter in the EuroLeague.
Yeah, he's not. If they're 60 to 70%, you're liable to be fouled a lot. But he makes the second.
Been playing for Barcelona the last 2 seasons. He's 27 years old. Makes the second one.
Still has a whole career if you match him by some of this Argentinian lineup.
The prime. Gutierrez makes the three. Hey, line number 1 in the scouting report.
Well, and they read it as well. They read it because the last time he got it, they just sprinted to chase him off the line. Bogdanovic didn't go hard at him.
Simon.
Tough matchup for Bogdanovic, though.
Double team by the guards and a foul by Prigioni. Who, me?
Yeah,
I didn't touch him.
Got to be a little bit wary here. Prigioni's milking it for a little bit of time here.
Yep,
And the officials can be take a little bad view of this. Let's have a look. Well, yeah.
There's contact. There's just contact.
He reached in and caught his leg, caught his stomach, and that's going to slow Simon up as it did then. That's got to be a foul.
I think Prigioni turned to the referee that he was trying to hide from and say, no, you couldn't have called it because I was hiding from you.
Yeah, really. That's
what bothered him the most.
Absolutely.
As Represha takes a little drink, it's that kind of a day.
It is that kind of a day.
And we're not talking about the sun in Sevilla, this beautiful facility that holds about 7,000. Has very nice air conditioning. Don't step out, though, unless you want a suntan. This is the Andalusian sun. Nice fake by Campazzo. Open shot if he wants it, but he waits. 10 seconds to shoot now. And a foul by Ukic before the drive.
Very good. Referees always get a hard time from people at various points. Very good consistency about what gets called and what hasn't got called. Throughout this game, they've protected the guards. And Scola's going to get the last 37.6 seconds.
Wow.
Plus the break. So he's got 2 fouls as well. They're going to play defense the most of the last 37 seconds. So, you've got to say it's not about his physicality there. It's about protecting his foul count.
Campazzo percentage-wise is not a bad free throw shooter. The problem is that sometimes he gets locked into missing. Makes the second one. He was invited to an Argentine show along with Prigioni to promote the fact that they were coming to the World Championship, and they had a basket. It wasn't regulation. He missed just about every shot. The announcer of that show had been a player in the Argentine leagues, lower divisions. As we see a steal, Prigioni looks up court to the corner. Campazzo. This is what we mean by being combo guards. Either one could have done that.
Absolutely.
They don't have to tell each other. Their minds have melded.
I love it. Love that combination in the backcourt for Argentina. They don't get hurt defensively either.
It is a 2-point game as Campazzo makes a three.
Going back to that play, though, that started the break. The youngster straight off the bench. So, Ante Tomic fancies his chance against D'Elia. But he took 5 dribbles to go nowhere. And Prigioni just came and picked his pocket. Ante Tomic could have just made solid move to the middle, go up, get the foul, score, or just score. He can do it. He's just got to get into that mentality. And Argentina would have taken a 2-point down margin at the half.
If you told me that Tomic had 3 fouls in the first half, I could see the caution on him. He's got only 1. Yeah. There's no excuse.
And that's a regular stat almost. Tomic not getting into foul issues. That's the good thing was he caught it and wanted to score. He's just not in the flow of trying to score. But to be fair, D'Elia did a really nice job defensively. He took away the first middle, and Prigioni came from the baseline side that's their rule. There he is, read it, and he's done that to some of the best players in the world.
Look at Prigioni draw the attention of 2 players for the 3.
And you've got to credit the bigs for running the floor. That means they couldn't spread and get to the man in the corner.
Well, do you blame D'Elia after yesterday?
Absolutely,
How Campazzo fed him the ball?
Yeah, that's part of his nutrition plan, wasn't it? He bought Campazzo 3 beers last night.
Liquid nutrition. Here comes Ukic. 15 seconds to go in the half. Croatia clean to the lead. Campazzo just being what he is usually, a pest.
Don't get sucked into the foul, though. Don't let him shoot the free throws.
Simon. Ball's loose.
Simon's going to make it.
And that's the end of the half. A cliffhanger. Well, let's hope the second half has more of that. 46-44. Croatia leads Argentina at the half.
Well, here are those statistics, and as you'd expect after a really red-hot start by Croatia, everything's calmed down a little bit. The statistics shooting-wise, as you'd expect on a two-point game, very similar, but the 6 from 10 from the free throw line, which includes 3 misses by Luis Scola, is the difference in the statistics. Croatia will like the 10 assists. That was poor yesterday. They didn't share the ball very well. They won't like the 7 turnovers.
Argentina, take away the 5 minutes played by Leo Gutierrez and the 1 minute played by Leah, is playing with a 6-man rotation.
Yeah.
And that may cause some pain in the second half.
It's going to be a factor. With Scola with 17 points, Simon with 15, and Bogdanovic the 9. And Saric, he got the 2 fouls early on. Rapessa decided to keep him out there, then he took him out and didn't go back to him at all.
That surprised us.
And it surprised us that he didn't go back. Maybe he's thinking 40 minutes.
Or he's thinking that he had to kind of pair up with a lower, smaller lineup. Remember, he had Lafayette and Ukic together.
Yeah. But this start of the game, when Argentina decided to not go with a 2-guard punch at the 1 and the 2 with Prigioni and Campazzo, that was when Croatia got out early, dominated, really got good options from the perimeter, and Simon just exploited the matchups.
And they had an 11-point lead at one point in this game.
And everything, the balance just wasn't what worked for Argentina yesterday. And you've got to give Croatia credit. They really did make the most of that scenario.
And the open shots they missed against the Philippines were going in, like this 3-pointer by Bojan Bogdanovic.
Well, the adjustments, though, this is why, coach, for me, you've got to credit coaches. They get enough of a hard time from people like us when we think they've done something wrong. But Lamas made some adjustments at the quarter break, and they came out in the second quarter a different team. They got this a lot. They got moves by Scola to the basket.
Attacking the basket, whether with a pass, off a pick and roll.
Yeah, well, and there's the breakdown, because previously it would have been Rudez who was supposed to get underneath that screen and stop the rolling player going, and they end up with 1 guy away from the ball, guarding 2, but they stopped Scola, which was working. It really did take Croatia out of Argentina out of their game.
What a block by Campazzo Lafayette. Taking away 2 points, and here's Zaric with a quick move and a putback. But
by this stage, though, the backcourt was established. They had Safar in the game. They went with that smaller lineup. Scola was putting in his shift. Herman and Nocioni did get some time on the bench, and they got good contributions off the bench. The player we haven't seen for a while in these highlights, Ante Tomic, hasn't been a factor, and that's why he's not been in the highlights so far. He has to become a factor. I still think he has to become a factor. He doesn't need to have 20 points here, but he needs to tick the scoreboard over. He needs to make a bigger contribution if Croatia are going to get the win.
Now, it is a different game as Bogdanovic waits patiently and makes a shot in traffic. Here we go against Marcos Mata. Originally blocked, patient, fakes. Great play by Bogdanovic. In the low post, he's been doing a lot of damage down low.
Absolutely, and that because he's been chased off the 3-point line. Decision by the coaching staff, get Bogdanovic off the 3-point line. Let's see if he can play underneath. Let's see if he can play on penetration. Well, at the moment he has. But nice. Simon's been the story for Croatia.
15 points.
Absolutely.
Leo Gutierrez left all alone, doing what he does best.
And that's a breakdown there with Bogdanovic. You can't ask your best, most productive, big-minute offensive player to then guard hard on the perimeter. It's just an impossible thing for the player to do if you're going to leave him out there for that long. Campazzo and Prigioni are the story for Argentina for me. They need to spend, and Safar is the third part of that story. That combination is the story. Scola, we talked too long maybe yesterday about the quality of the man that Luis Scola is. 17 points and a half, 39 and a half minutes. Just a performance. Inside, outside, defensively, he was just a dominant factor.
And what he means for this team, he's the captain of this team. He's the captain of the team when Ginobili is part of this team. That tells you how his peers think about him.
He's almost the basketball captain for the country, isn't he? His commitment, his contribution.
And we were discussing how every year he leads rookie orientation for a week. It's actually quite a complex program that he leads. Not only leads, he attends every year. Brings his family to Argentina. He spends a week doing something for nothing, for the good of basketball and for the good of these young kids entering professional ranks.
That's how you can put the performances in, because it means so much. But Krunoslav Simon
He's
never
emerging
talked,
as the figure.
Yeah,
for
never
Croatia.
talked about in the pre-games and stuff. Bogdanovic, yeah, the inside strength. There'll be all the measures and all the talk will be about him. But Simon, as a big guard, recognized what Argentina had done. Said, "You can't guard me. You don't have the quickness to guard me. I'm a guard. I've got a little size. I can get the shot away over you." And he never rushed. Got his feet set. Always balanced. This is a great example of it. Gets a little separation, gets his feet set, strokes it in his own rhythm.
He's a lefty. You send him to his right, his so-called weak hand, he'll damage you. That's what he'll do. And that's exactly what's happened in this first half. We'll be joining you in about 10 minutes with the start of the third quarter. We are back at the Palacio Municipal de Deportes in Seville. A 2-point lead for Croatia. Both unbeaten teams. This is game one, of course. Coming up next in about an hour plus. A critical game. Two teams that lost yesterday. Two teams that lost badly yesterday, where point differential begins to be a consideration. The teams that think they can win and perhaps advance. It's Senegal, one of 3 African representatives, against one of the most disappointing teams in Group B, you have to say, Puerto Rico. And then, of course, at night, we will see the fun bunch from Philippines aim at a victory against Greece.
Well, the fun bunch from the Philippines and the fun bunch from Greece, because they're really enjoying themselves here. The crowd and the team look very, very happy. Tribute to Coach Kotsikaris, the way he's got that team.
This is the 100th game for Argentina in a World Championship or a World Cup in their history. And they started having these games in the 90s. That's when Argentina began to really surge. Of course, they did win the first ever World Championship held in Argentina. But this is the 100th game for this bunch. As Croatia, of course, is a relatively new nation, born out of the split in Yugoslavia in 1991. This is only the 3rd time they meet. But the first time they meet at a World Championship or World Cup, before they met in the Olympics, and they've split games. The last time they met with the Golden Generation in play, Argentina beat them handily. Pesha with last-minute instructions. Here's Lafayette.
I hope that Croatia do not overcomplicate this, because they found a very effective way at the beginning of the game. They were offered options, they took them, they scored. They counted the fact that Bogdanovic was being chased off the three-point line. And the biggest story you can have, and it tells you everything that we were talking about before, is that Zoric starts the second half instead of Ante Tomic. Now, Rapesa, it tells you where his mind is with Ante Tomic. At the end of the game yesterday, he went to Zoric and didn't go with Ante Tomic. He went with him in overtime. But this start of the 3rd quarter, the matchup with Zoric and Scholar, well, it could be that the way that goes, the way the game goes. And Prigioni and Campazzo in the backcourt together.
Start of the 3rd quarter, Mark Clark, Alvaro Martin. Mark is a former UK national team head coach. As everybody now rushes to their seats and gets ready, Campazzo starts the second half, along with Gutierrez. Interesting setup with Prigioni as well, and Herman misses the opening shot.
Dario Saric did a great job. He played help, got to the split line, then recovered straight out on the reversal.
Tomic starts on the bench. Yep. Zoric for him. Bogdanovic driving left in the crease. Zoric, face-up shot, no good. Rebounded by Herman.
Well, Argentina won't mind Luka Zoric taking the 15, 16-footer. He'll make some, he won't make enough, though.
Leo guarded by Saric. Saric with 2 fouls. They don't want him to get a 3rd. Inside. Nice fake. And a foul!
Well, how many times towards that... how many times during the second period did we talk about the fact that on that pick and roll, they've got to get underneath the screen. They've got to find a way to stop the player roll into the hoop.
Argentina takes the lead.
Beautiful execution, and again, the backcourt combination makes the pass.
It's the first lead by Argentina in the entire game.
Comes up and saves it.
Croatia up by 2 again. After the 3, here comes Scola.
Pick and roll again. They're getting too much off it now.
He slipped in, no room there.
How the hell did he get the shot away?
Bogdanovic, open 3. It's good. And he celebrates. Facing the Argentine bench.
Leave him alone, he's going to knock it down.
Leo. Again, they're fronting now, Scola. Campasso drives in. Tough pass. Gutierrez with a launch.
Oh.
That was a prayer. That was not a shot, and it was answered.
You've got, again, Saric playing way above his years. Gapped Campazzo enough that he didn't give him the chance to turn the corner and make a decisive pass. But wow, Pereira was answered on the three.
Lafayette again in the crease. He makes the shot. A very difficult shot for the 30-year-old who will be playing in Greece this coming year. Oh, wow. Gutierrez and Lafayette are having a little exchange. And now another one between Zoric and Prigioni. This is getting a little physical.
Saric picks up foul number 3 on that play. And Prigioni peels himself off the floor. Saric knows, and after saying he's playing above his years, he just couldn't resist the little slap for the basketball. Tough move here by Lafayette in traffic, but Croatia have done that very well the whole game.
Campasso drives left. Clears it out for Scola. Trying to exploit those 3 fouls by Zoric. He misses this time, and the ball floats over Herman. Rescued, though, by Saric. Great effort. Lafayette quickly up the court. Bogdanovic, open 3. Saric with a tough rebound. Can't make it. Up again, and the foul. A bruiser down low, and he's a small forward. Playing the power forward position right now.
You really got to compliment. He outworked everybody. And that's not, you would not say that often about an Argentinian national team. He ran the full length of the floor there. He was down there on the defensive end around the baseline, beats people down the floor and just outworked them on the glass.
The plan in Philadelphia is they'll get Nerlens Noel, who sat last year, first pick in the draft. They'll bring in Joel Embiid, one of the top picks of the draft this year, who's injured next year. And perhaps that year or the following year, they'll bring Dario Saric. All you have to say about Philadelphia is they're going to get some great players, but they're very patient. I mean, it's a 3-year wait to get young players into the roster.
Saric will still only be 22, though, so big career ahead of him.
Now he's guarding Campasso. A switch. The mouse is in the house.
Saric again stayed as the offense cleared out.
That's a travel or a double dribble. You call it. He's upset.
Well, Saric at the moment showing you both ends of the floor. He and Zoric had to deal with a guard switch. But as they've cleared away, he did exactly the right thing. Stayed and helped, challenged the shot, and took away Campazzo's options.
8th turnover by Croatia. This is a game where assists have come at a premium. Tough pass for Campasso. Hammer pass. And Herman again.
Campazzo sees the floor. He sees passes that no one else on the floor sees. But Herman loves that baseline cut. Just reads it so well.
Campasso picked that pass up, of course, from Manu Ginobili, who wanted to play here, but his foot betrayed him. There's a foul by Leo Gutierrez.
Well, the story around why Nocioni's not on the floor. He hasn't been since he went out. He hasn't come back. Now, if that's a strategic thing about keeping him for the sharp end of this game, I can only hope that's what it is.
I asked Dr. Grippo, and they said no injuries. We have a foul on Prigioni. No injuries and no special nutrition for these guys at halftime. Now, Nocioni had a decent first half, but he wasn't the factor he was against Puerto Rico.
Well, we said against the Puerto Rico, he missed some shots in the first half. He would make shots in the second, which he did. He's taken roughly the same number of shots. His numbers are slightly worse than yesterday in the first half. In the second half, he just came alive and blew the game apart. Argentina they led briefly, just can't get over the hump, can they? The Croatia's still just about hanging on to this advantage.
Simon missing his first free throw of the day, making the second one. It's a 4-point game, about halfway through the third. Foul.
Well, if they're going to call it on Lafayette, Saric is a very, very lucky player.
Lafayette, it is his third.
Would have been Saric's fourth. If we're going to look at it again, Saric just can't resist having a little push for the ball right there. And I'm not really sure what Lafayette did.
A long bomb from Leo Gutierrez.
He's trying to stretch that defense, and as you said, as Coach Lamas wants the floor open. And no one opens it better than Gutierrez with that range.
Lafayette hesitated a bit. Tough shot in traffic. Behind him was a guy who blocked him from behind. That's Campazzo.
And in front of him, Scola looked at him. That's enough to put you off.
Up front, face-up jumper. It's good by Luis Scola. He hit from the other corner on the other side of the court. Now he hits it from the left. Equal opportunity.
And Zoric is thinking, what do? I take it away, shoot, I dive at him, he goes past me. I've just got to work hard.
Zoric dribbling with the left. Over to Simon, offline. Big bounce, back in the hands of Bogdanovic. Zaric doesn't wait for anybody. It's good!
Well, he went 1 from 4 in the first half. He's asking for a sub. 20 years old, you go and ask for a sub?
He lost his teeth, or he lost some sort of tooth protection they're picking up off the court.
Oh, right. That's what he's asking for the sub.
Exactly. And Gutierrez misses it. He's definitely distracted. Lafayette. Simon. He's in trouble. 8 seconds to shoot. Zaric facing up. No good. Herman with the rebound, he runs. El Gringo, 3 and 2. All the way! No good. Scola with a fight. And a jump ball. The possession will go to Croatia. And now Zaric will have a chance to get that, whatever he lost off his mouth, I believe. He's still touching his mouth as Rudish comes in for him. The Argentines celebrate. They're down 4. 3:45 to go in the third. No foul.
Has to be something. Bogdanovic slipped, got up, and carried on with it.
And now a foul by Nocioni, who comes up gingerly, favoring his left ankle.
Well, Coach Lamas looks like he's going to make a change, but it looks like he's got every one of his veterans on the floor at the moment. He's going to rest Walter Herman on this rotation with Marcos Mata.
Amazing how Herman, on a completely wide open game that was already on hand for Argentina, asked for time back in at the end of that Puerto Rico game yesterday. Rudish opens up, missing again. Up ahead to Nocioni. Inside to Campazzo with a dribble. Nobody was counting on that dribble.
Yeah, heads up, used the basket to protect it against Rudez, who got back. Campazzo plays at a different level intellectually.
Zoric with a hard foul by Scola.
You know, Luka Zoric here needs a lot of congratulations on his effort. He really is trying to be a factor. You know, he's getting to the front of the ring on the break. He's trying to guard Luis Scola, and he's trying to be an offensive. He's trying to produce offensively.
A Croatian player we have not seen as Argentina celebrates the Campazzo score is Damir Marcota.
Yeah, I was a little surprised yesterday he got in so early. If you were going to rank them before the way the tournament plays, Rudez should have always been a better option for them at the 4, and especially with the system they run.
I think he lost a tooth.
I think he has.
And it was actually in the base of the basket.
The only issue Zoric has as he makes a second is he really is sucking out. I'm not sure how long Rapessa will leave him there now. Tomic is going to have to come back. Oh.
Beautiful pass inside. Oh, block and a foul by Zoric.
I love the fact that Zoric contested it, though. The referee's going to make the call. That's fair enough. Luka Zoric is like making a statement here with Luis Scola.
Third foul.
It's a foul. It's obviously a foul, but he challenged him. He wasn't going to give him the easy look.
Third foul on him. And Meanwhile, Tomic is watching from the bench as Ukic comes in with Lafayette on court. Simon takes a break.
You just look at Luka Zoric. He is genuinely sucking air out there at the moment.
And this is Prigioni. Getting out with his neck in traction. "37 years old.
Luis Scola again from the free throw line, having some woes.
All right, so 3 minutes to go, Mark. 3-point Croatia lead. Prigioni out. Campazzo's running the show now for Argentina. Let's see what happens. Make that a 2-point game now after the Luis Scola free throw. Rudes in for Saric, who has some dental issues.
Mata's going after Bogdanovic. Great defense by Mata.
And makes a shot. Lafayette using the Zoric screen. Scola. Look at the screening by Safar, but he was too obvious. He was just shoving people around.
I think the foul's been called defensive, though.
Yep, it is.
Bogdanovic had to go back. The amount of contact with Mata and Bogdanovic down this end, similar down there. They're off the ball. They know they have to stop Bogdanovic getting it. And you're getting a similar sort of treatment down there. They just got a little bit cheap with a high elbow.
Makes the first. Scola is now scored 24 of Argentina's 61 points. He has 7 rebounds and 1 block shot.
Angelis Nocioni not been a factor so far. He spent a lot of time in this second half on the bench, but you know he's going to get to double figures minimum. Tomic is going to come back for Croatia. Key moment that'll be.
Here comes Zoric. A double and a foul. That's his reward.
He's going to have Tomic sit down after the Zoric pick and roll play. Same problem, no one got underneath that screen to stop the roll to the basket. And now he is going to go back. I think Zoric is like desperate to get out.
Oh, he's having a tough time at the office on the defensive end. And now Zoric celebrates. Beautiful pick and roll with Lafayette. Zoric, 1 of 2 so far in the game on the line. Second, Marcos Delia in for Scola, getting an early breather.
And Tomic comes in now, and Zoric slowly is the only way I can describe it. Walks to the bench. He really does deserve his minutes there at the moment. Tremendous effort by him. He was just a factor. He was just combative, got it done both ends of the floor.
Look at that, they're just ignoring Delia at the top of the key.
There's some defense at the moment. Everyone's in a passing lane. Campazzo's now going to have to fire it up.
Yeah, with 2 seconds to go, rebounded by Bogdanovic. Mata gets on him right away.
Got a Croatian defense then in the passing lane, bumping underneath.
They're trying to post up Delia, and there's a foul on Delia. Tomic all of a sudden feels, okay, now I can do that given the quality of my defender.
Still hesitated a little on the catch, didn't he? Could have, in the end he went quickly, but after a little think about it, he had the middle. He came back. I know he was fouled. He had the middle. Could have really got to the middle, took a little jump hook or anything of that nature. He's going to score there. See if he can find some rhythm on the free throw line.
Nice, beautiful shot now. Ante Tomic has played 13 minutes. That's his second point. He's got 4 rebounds and 2 assists. Again, the assists are welcome. Very nice for someone that tall, 2'17". He's 27 years old, born in Dubrovnik. Started in the A2 league in Croatia with KK Zadar when he was 15 years old.
And much smaller than he is now. He's one of those guys that grew late.
Basso, no one in particular. Here comes Simon. Slowed down by Safar. Bogdanovic drives baseline.
That's tremendous closeout by Nocioni. Just gave him no angle to work with.
Again, trying to exploit Delia. Outside of Rudish. In and out. The foul is again by Marcos Delia, his second. 2 quick fouls from the youngster.
It's a good spell here for Croatia. Offensively, they've looked productive. Defensively, they really have stepped up in the last 2-3 minutes. They've been in passing lanes. They've stopped any post-up options. And Argentina are going to take, and are forced to take that timeout.
They're down 7, minute 15 to go in the third. Croatia is in the lead. Boy, that Eurobasket every time, every year, it's just so deep.
Every single game is a game that either team could win. There was some, France last year as the champions lost their opening game against Germany, and not just lost it, the Germans just shut the lights out on them. Didn't lose for the rest of the. But any team can beat any team on any given night. I think Coach Rapes has done a marvelous job here with making an adjustment to what he saw, but doing it at the defensive end. He really has asked them to step up, get to the passing lanes, really do contest every single possession, because the last 2 minutes, Campazzo summed it up on the last one, left with nothing but a deep, deep three with no time on the clock.
And again, for Argentina, that is a testament to great defense, because Argentina would be the master of keeping that last second option. If there's a team that is cool under pressure for the last 4 seconds of a possession with options, it's Argentina. Croatia denied them all.
And without Prigioni and Scola in the game, Scola in particular was always the guy that could come up open because he was dominating the matchup he had. He's out the game at the moment, and it's been huge. That impact has been huge, and has allowed Croatia to establish what could be a 9-point lead.
Remember, this is after Prigioni left the game with that apparent neck injury. He's still on the bench. He doesn't seem to be treated with any sort of ice bags, as Tomic makes the second free throw, trying to make a living here while Scola's on the bench.
Switching every screen. They're trying to really step it up defensively. Help comes early.
Uh-oh. Mata drives left. He loses the ball. Look at Safar. Fake by Campazzo. Outside to Salem Safar. Short. Rescued by Campazzo, but in the hands of Simon. Campazzo comes in late, and he fouls Simon for Facu. That will be his 3rd personal foul. A little greedy in the end, poking his hand.
Yeah, and I think going back to the defensive end, Tomic committed to help early, which then created a rotation. But everyone's on the same page, and they scrambled so hard out of the double team. They gave Argentina no easy look.
So should they bring that stronger power forward into the game, like Saric at some point, with Tomic on the court?
At this point in time, if things aren't broken, don't fix it. And I think it's with Scola out the game for Argentina, they can afford to go this sort of way. And Bogdanovic just goes a little hard. But you won't mind, if you're a presser, the fact he played him that hard. I know it's going to cost them 2 free throws, but Argentina in the last 2 minutes of this quarter have had to work hard just to get anything. Since Scola has left, it's become a real effort at the offensive end. And the ball hasn't started to move. There's been a lot of dribbling into options, and the ball, they haven't been able to get the defense turned and chasing them. They've ended up playing it in front of a very strong, very active Croatian defense that is literally a step faster than it was for the rest of the game.
El Chapu is short for Chapulín, his nickname. Refers to a Mexican comedy series that appeared in Argentine television. It was about a red roach, because if he's a redhead, his friends in Santa Fe started calling him El Chapu. And that's where it comes from. Imagine a Mexican comedy series. gets you a nickname in Santa Fe, Argentina. Gotta love worldwide television.
Absolutely.
Last few seconds, there's a bit of a differential, about 3 seconds between clocks. Eliab trying to be exploited. He's guarding the lane. Ukic explores. Tough shot. It's good. 10-point lead. Make that the end of the third. A 12-point lead. 75-63. Croatia having its best moment, its biggest lead before the start of the fourth quarter against Argentina.
Well, those game leaders, Scola with a 25, no one else in. He's got the 7 rebounds with it. Simon with 18. They've closed him down a little in that third period. But these highlights will show you that while Scola was in the game, Argentina always had an option. And the team, Argentina, whose defense really did step up to give themselves a chance to get back in the game, and in fact lead the game. That is, it's Croatia by stepping their defense up, scoring points off their defense. Bogdanovic hitting the 3 then. The last 3 minutes, they just have not in any way got an easy option at all in terms of their offensive production in that last 3-4 minutes of what was a really, really close third quarter until Scola left the game.
As you see Scola with that hammer pass he picked up from the San Antonio Spurs. And Herman finishing up again, a little bit more grounded. And Leo Gutierrez is the second top scorer for Argentina with 9.
Which tells you some of the issues they have.
Scola-centric.
Well, and it's almost if Croatia end up winning this game and Coach Repesa is asked, you know, was it a case of we know Scola's going to get his points, we're just going to stop the others, we can't stop everybody, we'll let him get his, but we don't think Nocioni, who's out there in the moment orchestrating the crowd while you're seeing replays, we'll pick our poison. We'll take Scola's 20, but we're not going to let anyone else get him from the perimeter. And that's exactly the result he's got at the moment. If that's strategically planned by Repesa, take your hat off to him. It's a great performance by his team. Defensively, they were phenomenal in that last 4 minutes.
You wonder now if those minutes against Puerto Rico late last night and having this early game begin to weigh in the game. Prigioni starts the fourth quarter in the bench. Scola is back. Safar really well pursued by Bogdanovic. Herman, tough shot. No good. The ball touched by Rudes, and it belongs to Argentina. How much do they have in the tank, these 30-somethings?
Well, the crowd is on their feet around this facility, going to have to help them a lot.
A foul by Simon as Safar drove in.
Again, Repesa going back down the bench is saying to his team, that's fine, that's exactly what we talked about. Get him off, make him put it on the floor. He made Safar put it on the floor, he just unfortunately fouled him.
Safar with a 3, it's in!
And you can see Repesa's reaction in the gym. He says, well, you just chased him off the line. Why didn't you chase him off the line then?
Tomic now trying to post up Scola. Turnaround hook shot, no good. Off the hands of, boy, it looked like Scola. Tomic is not in agreement with that call.
And if Luis Scola is talking to Ante Tomic, he'll be telling him that if that you're going to bow out with that little fadeaway jump hook, I'll take that anytime.
Nocioni posting up. Simon, short. Rebounded by Tomic. Here comes Ukic. They have set up their early offense in the second half. Croatia has, and it's really paid off for them too. Inside backdoor, it's in. Beautiful assist by Tomic.
It's easy to offer him the shot. You can't let him stand there and make passes that simply, though. You have your hands up. Try and contest the passing lanes.
Campasso, the long shot. It's a 3. They're making their way back into the game behind the arc. 8-point lead for Croatia. Tomic driving against goal and picking up a foul. Why did he do it in the first quarter?
He has the ability, the speed, the quickness. That's Skola's full foul, I think.
It is.
Yeah. Now, if you're Ante Tomic, you're licking your lips now. He's on 4. Give me the ball. I want to try and prove that I can be the man on the inside here. He's got the tools.
Bogdanovic takes a breather. Saric is in, finally. Ukic. Rudes at 3. This one's in. Second shot of the second half. And this was good. It's back to an 11-point lead.
It's a very, very big lineup in the game for Croatia at the moment.
Campasso, a nice shot in the crease. Bogdanovic gets a well-deserved rest. 7.5 to go in the quarter.
Make the pass, get in the post. Try and make Luis Scola play you down there.
With 4 fouls.
Ante Tomic want the basketball. Still running systems.
3-point shot offline. Finally in the hands of Campasso. Back to Scola. Corner shot. Oh, this is a dangerous shot. No good this time. What an effort by Nocioni. Put back by Herman. Timeout. Croatia, they're up 9. Argentina keeps fighting. Up 7, correction. 80-73, less than 7 minutes to go, and a timeout is called.
Well, the question is, Ante Tomic pulls the 4th foul on Luis Scola, and in the next 2 sets, spends the whole set above the foul line. You're running the pick and roll, fine, but then dive to the bucket. Try and get him to play you down low. And he's going to need more help. He's going to need some help from the weak side. Then you'll still get the open 3. You don't need to run it off the pick and roll. Make Luis Scola play up both ends. If he leaves the game, for me, if he leaves, game's over.
In international play, Luis Scola is not the kind of player that will save himself with 4 fouls. I've seen him in the Americas tournaments. So if you challenge him, he'll challenge back and he may pick up the 5th.
He won't give you the cheap foul. He won't like go reach in and stuff. He's not going to back down and give you an option though. He's going to play you.
Right.
Now Pablo Prigioni must be hurt. It must be an issue because I'm sure he would be in the game right now. Safar's still got to back himself. That open look, it was almost, you could see him. Argentina got the offensive rebound and scored, but he was just feeling the miss. He was still in the moment of missing the shot. Leave it, throw it away. You can't do anything about it. Just make the next shot you get.
Pressure off the inbound. Ukic picked up by Campasso. No lineup changes on either side. Simon inside Tomic. Blocked by Nocioni.
That play, that block could mean anything, everything.
Oh, Campasso almost threw it away. Behind the back. Finally, Herman does.
If they'd have gone down and got a shot and scored, then that block they'd have been talking about that forever. Huge block.
Tomic trying to force that 5th foul. Passes to Saric. A double and a foul by Salim Safar.
That's just Walter Herman, of all people, got beat on the screen coming over. That's how Safar ends up trying to chase and help. No adjustment. You'd have thought they'd have filled them in a little bit more, especially with Scola on the 4th foul. And it's not as if Ante Tomic has been going at it to try and score the whole game. He's been looking to pass the whole game.
Where's the foul, says Repesha. Oh. And that doesn't do much for Tomic's confidence near the rim, huh? He does have a cut in his upper lip. Dario Saric. Substitution, Bogdanovic is back in for Simon.
Well, he's staying big. He's got a big lineup on the floor in terms of a long Croatian lineup. Saric.
He's got Lafayette alongside Ukic as Prigioni comes back. With about 6:10 to go, there's a foul. And it's on the second one on Tomic. Saving his fouls for the last 6 minutes of the game.
You would hope. You would hope that's why he was doing it. But he played hard on that cut. He did a good job to hold his space. Scola could have run over him.
Campazzo. Back to Scola. Pick and pop. It's a three!
Cometh the time, the sharp end of the game. He's no way going to let his team lose here without a fight.
Oliver Lafayette is 1 assist away from a double-double, including 10 assists. Would be the 6th in the tournament so far. Now he launches a three, short. Herman takes the rebound. Looks like they're going to use Brigioni more of a shooting guard at this point. Campazzo. Oh, what a pass. Brigioni, uncontested.
Argentina sent every one of the bigs to the perimeter, and Prigioni just made a really cute cut. And no one better than Campazzo to find it.
Very unexpected. Contact between Saric and Nocioni. Bogdanovic, beautiful shot. And he gives his team now a 5-point lead. A 7-point lead. Scola wants it against Lafayette.
Oh, Bogdanovic read it, he saw it, and Nocioni was so desperate to make it, he just looked off Herman.
And he misses a three, would have brought down the house of Croatia. Herman driving right, taken away by Lafayette's presence. Here comes the pick. Brigioni outside, not a precise pass. Nocioni drives, and now finally a foul on Saric.
Well, if it was a foul then, it was a foul all the way through the move. And I think Coach Lamas is asking the official who made the call, what does the official on the end line have to see before he makes the call?
Saric's fourth foul, a timeout, 85-78, Croatia up by 7 against Argentina.
The lead official, the crew captain, Mr. Azar from Spain, was trying to explain to Lamas why he ended up making a call so late, and then Lamas was over the guy on the end on the baseline, should have made that call. It is his call. And all the way through, and the referees are discussing it now, because if it was a call at the end of the play, it was a call at the beginning. Same contact. Well, when we come back after the timeout, Argentina with 14 seconds. Real key moments now. If they keep the scoreboard ticking over, if it gets beyond the 7-point lead, it becomes a real mountain. They score this time, we're back to 5. You'd like to think they're gonna throw it inside to Scola, but I think at the moment it's gonna be Nocioni time. He's been quiet all game. He's gonna get himself going here one way or another. And Gutierrez is coming into the game.
And to open up some room for penetration. And this is a guy who's getting hot for Croatia after a long rest on the bench.
Well, Bogdanovic, he's answered the I'm going to chase you off the 3-point line by just doing this. Get himself balanced and set, knocking down mid-range jump shots, get him in twos.
He now leads the team in points along with Dario Saric with 16 each. Inside, Scola. Oh, somehow he made that shot.
Everybody had a piece of it on that one.
Saric has some sort of a protector in his mouth. As he drives against Gutierrez, 4 fouls on him. No good. Leo has the rebound. Brigioni drives out of trouble. Less than 4 minutes to go. Campazzo loses the handle. Inside, Scola, too hard a pass. Corrals it, misses. 2-possession game. It's not too early with 3.5 to go between these two teams.
Well, there's so much time left. It's still anybody's game. And with the amount of defensive effort going in, it's a tough call, this one.
Lafayette with a three. Misses.
I'm not loving the Lafayette jump shot from the three-point line now with Bogdanovic the way he is. Get the ball in Bogdanovic's hand.
Goal against Zoric.
Foul or score?
Yep.
Oh, great job by Zoric. Super job. He just forced him to lean away.
Zoric with 3 fouls. As whatever he had in his mouth, Zoric again threw away. Ukic. Lafayette. No one in particular. Campasso. He's got Nocioni in the corner, behind the back, and a foul by Ukic. As his team had not done a transition. And now, Oliver Lafayette, who got hurt in the back at the end of the game yesterday against the Philippines, lies on the floor, and he's not moving much. Let's see. Oh!
He just landed, got off balance, because you've got to give Gutierrez real credit. He came in and stood. He didn't move sideways too much. Gets his position there, and he hits the floor. The Croatians were asking for a foul. I didn't see a foul, but what I did see was him hit the floor very hard.
Well, his arm fell awkwardly.
Underneath his body, yeah.
And his head snapped and slapped the parquet as well. Court as well. Jasmine Repesha knows that a world championship is going to be very difficult. Let's see now. Yeah, a little hip check. And that very awkward fall. But I don't think he understood it was going to be this hard in group play. This has been a very difficult tournament.
Well, what Croatia, if they progress to the latter stages of this World Cup, overtime, first day, Argentina in a 5-point, 2:30 to go game, second day.
And you pulled it off? Great confidence.
Well, you know, so they're going to be fearless going into the latter part of this competition. They pull this one off as well.
Lafayette, 11 points, 9 assists, and he doesn't look like he's coming back with 2:20 to go. Campasso lines up a three. It's great close out by Bogdanovic, just enough to bother him. Bogdanovic wants the ball, and Nocioni is intent in denying him. Now they're switching. They had Saric alone. And a foul by Nocioni.
Well, the defensive effort to try and stop Bogdanovic getting the basketball, phenomenal effort by Nocioni. Maybe switch him further, switch it on the screens might give him a bit, especially with Nocioni and Scola. They can switch, same sort of size.
No.
Simon coming back for Croatia may help them close this game out, because he's going to really run that Croatian system.
Ukic in. It's a three. Breathing room. 8-point lead, 2 minutes to go.
Clutch. Ukic has been around the houses, gets open, makes the open shot.
Gutierrez sets up another three. No good off the hands of Zoric. Back to Argentina with a 24-second clock and a minute 37 to go.
Great play again though by Croatia. Gutierrez set, feet set, looking to take the three. They chased him, made him dribble it. Just takes him out of that balance.
A shot by Campasso, short. Here comes Zaric. Simon. Inside, Zoric, beautiful shot, it's in! It is in, and there's a timeout for Argentina down 10.
5-0 run with 1:11 to go. Puts Croatia, and they've been both great options, haven't they? Step back, separation on the screen for the three, then get a little bit of rotation and movement, and Zoric hits the gap, gets the ball around the ring.
One of the heroes for Croatia.
Zoric, for me, however many points other people's on, they needed someone in that 5 spot to step in, be physical, and try and challenge Luis Scola, and he's done it. He's done it within his skill set. Tremendous performance by Zoric. But the other thing, Rocco Ukic, you know, limited minutes by his own standards today. Not fazed by it. Makes a great decision, knocks down the three to pretty much break the game open.
For the first time in the tournament, Julio Lamas has asked the camera to fall back and not capture his huddle. This is a great play. This one set the stage.
And at the end of the day, last minute or so, Campazzo's looked at the same options as missed shots. Ukic looked at the same option, made shots.
And I should add that as the teams go back on the court, Oliver Lafayette has gone back to the dressing room.
Oh yeah, two of the trainers that helped him, and he looked very, very, very sore and looked very shaken. The last thing Croatia need to do is foul people in this situation.
Yes, with a clock stop now and a chance at a free throw by Prigioni. Prigioni,
90% free throw shooter across his career.
And perfect so far, 2 for 2 in this game. Makes the first. A pensive Julio Lamas. Second time around with the national team. Makes the second.
Yeah, Rapessa's going to advance into the front court by taking the timeout. He's got 2 to burn, so he's taken 1 of them now. And you know, that gives him 24 seconds in the front court.
109 to go with an 8-point lead.
It should be game management now by Rapessa in Croatia. With the 8-point lead, either Argentina have got to come up with something very, very special down the defensive end. But Croatia have got a system and they've got enough ball handlers in the game to take care of these last 69 seconds. Foul trouble, both teams. It's been a physical game out there. Luka Zoric's name in that list. Just to echo what I said before, he has been a major factor in this Croatian second half performance just by standing up to Luis Scola. Luis Scola's got his numbers. He's had to work that much harder against Luka Zoric.
And if you look again at minute management by Argentina, you've got essentially a 6-man rotation with a few spells here and there.
And if we're going to get overly critical of some of the people on that Argentinian lineup, yesterday they stepped up and scored. Today they haven't quite brought the same performance, which has cut down Lamas's options. Hey, it's game 2 for Argentina. We're at the beginning of a tournament. They're going to go deep in this competition playing in this way. We talked about Croatia. If they get out of here with a win,
gives them a lot of confidence.
Major contender, major contender.
Oh, lazy pass. Zaric hands off to Simon. 18 seconds to shoot, a minute to go in the game. And of course, Croatia's not in a hurry. Step back shot, short. Campazzo with 49 seconds.
Still enough time.
They have to launch some threes though. Inside, tough shot, no good. Bogdanovic, oh, lazy pass against Simon, but he crosses midcourt with Ukic. Ball control with a small line for Croatia. And now the Argentine fans, recognizing what's going to happen, give both teams a hand. And a foul by Campazzo, and he gets hit in the face in the process.
I was just saying that they're accepting the loss, trying to minimize the margin. They still had a foul to give, though. That was the surprising thing in the situation. You thought they might have gone after it once or twice with a foul to give.
Too experienced Argentina in their 100th World Championship game to miss the point differential importance here. Nocioni with the rebound, down 8. 10 seconds to shoot, and 10 seconds to go. It's in! And the foul by Rudish. I think Argentina is thinking ahead. Greece, Croatia, us.
Yeah, there's definitely, it could be a 3-way tie, absolutely right. Argentina will think that they can beat Greece. They know that Greece can beat Croatia because they beat them in preparation.
Makes the free throw. Croatia will beat Senegal tomorrow in game 1. Argentina will meet the Philippines in game 2. End of the game. Croatia with a solid win. 90-85 remains unbeaten and on track in Group B. Argentina loses its first game. They're 1-1. Argentina will face the Philippines tomorrow. What a game to open up again. Day 2 of Group B action here in Seville.
Well, there are the full-time stats. And Croatia, solid throughout. The three-point stuff all got quieted down. Both teams struggling a little bit from the free throw line, missing 6 and 5 shots each. The rebound numbers critical for Croatia. They really did do a job taking care of business on their own glass. And from yesterday, they did a much better job sharing the ball.
Croatia had 8 turnovers in the first half, only 1 in the entire second half.
As a performance in the second half, they really did withstand a great start to the third quarter by Argentina. Scola's out there on his own as a scorer. With Nocioni only having 11, they needed someone else just to give him something else in terms of the points numbers. 6
assists for Campasso. Lafayette leaves the game shaken, but almost with a double-double, and Simon having a wonderful game also.
I think Simon, the way he started the game, set the tone. That two-guard position, when they went really big, Bogdanovic really flourished when he was running that 2 spot. They were just very, very good. They were very complete, but for me, they stepped up and made adjustments defensively. And when Scola left the game, they hammered home an advantage. In the end of the third quarter period, their defense was as good as you can play defense. Every passing lane, their rotations from the weak side. They gave Argentina nothing for 3 minutes in that third quarter and gave them the breathing space.
And Mark, if you are a coach, this has been a dream game. As you're watching one lineup, another team force another one to change personnel, then another changing personnel by the opposing team, then the chess match. It just became a little more complex and fun to watch.
And that's why, for me, why the World Cup is the World Cup, is you've got that. You've got different styles, you've got different personalities, you've got different coaching philosophies, but you've got the best players on the floor, and they execute it. And we've got a highlight of Zoric, and we needed a highlight of Zoric because he sucked air for that second half. He just worked so hard to guard Luis Scola. Yeah, Luis Scola had 30 points. He just had to work hard enough that he had to spend more time on the bench. And you can credit Luka Zoric for some of that. And Luka Zoric made enough of an offensive threat to keep Scola honest at the defensive end.
He was the emblem of grit for
Absolutely.
Croatia. 10 points, 5 rebounds, but that doesn't capture his contribution on the floor.
No, and people will talk about Simon's contribution. They should. They'll talk about Bogdanovic making big shots down the end of the game. They've got to talk about Luka Zoric's contribution.
And for Argentina, a very different game than last night. Very short rotation. Late night, early day. Dynamic for this game, a tough opponent they really couldn't prepare properly for, but they were playing their guts out, and they were playing a team that adjusted every little bit as much as they did, and Croatia comes out with a deserved win. Well, and now it has to give them tremendous confidence.
Absolutely. You talk about it being a dream start, the game and everything else. Croatia, overtime, found a way to win. A tough opponent, found a way to win. So they've done it all now. They've found a way to win, not playing their best. They've played against a great opponent and have come up with a real answer. Yep, we can talk about maybe Zoric and Tomic might not be a combination that will enable them to win. If Lafayette gets off the floor and is healthy, they are a factor in this tournament. They could go very, very deep here in Spain. And the rest of the world in this competition will know.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of a game Senegal has against Croatia, and if Croatia decides that it's time to give perhaps Lafayette a breather.
Well, if he really did. We saw him leave right in front of our position here. He looked very shaken, not just the pain thing of the hip. He looked like he'd hit his head, as you said in commentary. He looked shaken, and he looked like he would need some time to rest.
5-point win for Croatia, 90-85. We will be back with our second game as Puerto Rico will fight for his life against Senegal. For Mark Clark, this is Alvaro Martin. Join us in about an hour.